Alright, so today we're going to be learning about habitats and what kind of animals live in them and what adaptations they need to live in their habitat that they live in currently. So the first thing we're going to talk about are the 5 different major types of habitats that are on planet Earth. So let's see if you guys can name them or some animals that live in them. So what habitat is that? It looks very lush, it's green, there's lots of water and vegetation. That's right, this is the rainforest. What are some animals that live in the rainforest? Can anyone think of any animals that live in the rainforest? What about a jaguar? Or a bird of paradise like a parrot? Or monkeys that live in the canopy? Or a tree frog? Those are all some really great ideas of animals that live in the rainforest, and there are so many more. All these animals have adaptations that help them survive in the rainforest. Like the monkeys, they have really long arms and legs and tails to help them swing from branches really high up in the trees. They live in the very tippy tops of the trees. The jaguar's coloring helps them blend in with their surroundings, as well as the tree frog. You can see that. He very well matches the leaf. All right, let's go on to the next habitat. What habitat is this? That's right, this is the tundra. Lots of snow and ice. And these are some animals that live there. We got a polar bear and an Arctic fox, a caribou, and a snowy owl. All those animals are white. Well, at least the polar bear, the Arctic fox, and the snowy owl are white to help them blend in from predators or to help them blend in so they can catch prey. The caribou has the ability, it has 2 layers of blubber that help it keep warm. So they all have adaptations that help them survive in this really cold, frigid habitat. What about this habitat? Alright, this is the grasslands. You can see similarly on the trees in that picture, they're kind of like the rainforest trees. They only have leaves on the top. Can you think of an animal that lives in the grassland that has an adaptation that helps it eat from the top of the trees? Probably thought of a giraffe. The giraffe has long necks so it can help it reach the leaves that are only found on the top of the trees. Also, there are elephants that live in the grassland, and you can also see the antelopes that are there. They have really long legs, and they're structured so they can run really fast to get away from cheetahs that also live in the grasslands. Alright, what about this habitat? We live in this kind of habitat. Does anyone know what kind of habitat this is? You guessed it. This is the desert. You might think of some animals that we see and some that live in different kinds of deserts. So we definitely have rattlesnakes here in Utah. And we also have jackrabbits like that you see down there. We don't really have camels that live here, but in other types of deserts, they have camels. And all these animals have different adaptations. Like the rabbit's big ears help it to stay cool. The camel has that hump on its back where it stores water, so it can go a long period of time without having to drink water. This is the last one. Does anyone know what habitat this one is? This one's kind of easier. It's either the ocean or it can just be water creatures in general. Here's some animals that live in the ocean, like turtles and sharks, octopus, and we have fish like dory. And they all have adaptations like gills to help them breathe underwater, or shells. The turtle has a shell to protect them from predators. The shark is dark colored on the top, so you can't see it when you look down in the water, and light colored on the bottom, so when you look up, you also can't see it, so it blends in very well. So those are kind of our 5 different habitats and some of the animals that live in them, and you can see the adaptations they have that help them survive. So now we're going to split you up into groups, and we'll continue on with what project we're going to do, and each group is going to do something a little bit different, and at the end we'll think, pair, and share with the other groups and show them what we've learned. Alright, I hope you enjoyed our video lecture, and we're going to keep moving on with our lesson.